just going to roll this up just one little bit. So then it says that we're going to start with the lateral malleolus is going to be our axis. Our stationary arm is going to be stationary, so it's going to follow her leg. And then the movable arm is following the bottom of her foot. So it's similar to when we were doing supination, pronation, and that it's parallel to. That's what it's going to be here. So I'm going to start you here. So our start position, we want her foot in neutral, which means that my goniometer is going to start at 90 degrees. So I'm not starting at 0. I have to do math on this one. Okay, so this is how we're starting. And then as I bring your foot up, again, I'm just staying parallel.
Don't judge my heels.
I won't judge anything, I promise. So we're going to go up. If our start was 90, 25 degrees of dorsiflexion. So we're going to come back to our neutral start. And then this time, I'm going to go down, down, down. And she's a ballerina. Okay. So we have 75 degrees of plantar flexion. Wow, that's a lot. That's awesome.
This is all passive?
Yes, we'll do these passively. Okay. All right.
Will there be no active?
No, we'll do both of these
Okay.
passive. Okay. So see things.
Only though? Only passive.
Only passive. Only passive is what we'll do. The next one, and then there is an alternate test for that, but this is our main one. This is how we're going to do it. And then the next one in the book that we're going to measure is on 357, and this is inversion and eversion. No, it isn't. It's on page 356. It says start position of the patient is supine. Okay. So I'm going to jump in here and borrow this.
What pages were all those again?
We are now on 356 for inversion and eversion. Look at this, I'm going to scoot up a little bit.
Yes. The roll? She's a little one.
And scoot up just a little bit more.
Y'all dressed up no place to go today?
And I'm just going to use one foot. What is it?
Y'all dressed up no place to go today?
That's right, because I was meeting with you.
Oh.
Did you have your bagel toast today?
I wanted to look officious. Okay, so inversion and eversion. We're going to start, this will be our start position. I'm going to draw a line using this board as my start position. And then, I am going to turn your foot out. Are you ticklish?
No.
Uh-oh. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Turn it out, but we're going to keep it, there we go. Okay, keep it on our board. Okay, we'll come back, hold you. This time, I'm going to bring it in. Okay, all right. So when I did the eversion, I just did a little EV, and then down here I did an IN, so I would know what I was doing when I measured it. Then I'm going to take my goniometer.
So this is inversion and that's
Eversion. So then I'm going to take my goniometer, and I'm going to line it up. Actually, let's finish this line. Close enough. I'm going to use this right here as my axis. Here's the center point.
Triangle.
My triangle. So I'm starting at 0, and I'm going to come up here to my line. See how I'm directly on my line? and that is 30 degrees. Okay, and then I'm going to come down to inversion, and that is 32 degrees. Okay, so I would take these numbers and I would document those numbers. Fun. That's a fun one, isn't it? There is an alternate measure for that as well, using the chronometer. And now we're moving all the way back to page 364. Actually, 365 is our measure. And this is MTP, flexion and extension of the great toe. So now we're on the great toe. It says patient is supine or sitting. The ankle and toes are in neutral. I'm going to stabilize the first metatarsal. For MTP flexion, the axis is placed over the dorsum of the MTP joint. For MTP extension, the goniometer axis is placed over the plantar aspect. So we could use this one. Okay, so MTP, so here's the great toe. These are our MTPs right here. And it says that I can use this goniometer, or I could use this goniometer. Okay, so for flexion, I'm flexing the MTP to the limit of motion, and I am extending the MTP. I prefer this one. I think it also says there's an alternate test where you can put this off to the side here. Does it say that? And so you can do that, and you can do
Yes, it
it
does
that
say
way.
that.
So either way, whatever you want to do. The metal one is just so much easier.
Extension is going.
Extension, she's extending or she's flexing, just like with your fingers. Extending or flexing. I'm sorry, that's okay. You ready for, how about you take over for muscle testing?
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
All right. So we're on MTP flexion and extension of the they are calling them lesser four, of the lesser four. And with this, all I'm going to do is observe. Can you flex them like you're making a fist? And I'm trying to isolate out the great toe. Just flexing them. Can you bring them up? And then she's bringing them to extension. And then it says that it's normally not measured using the goniometer. MTP joints of the lesser four toes are flexed to the limit of motion, and then they're extended to the limit of motion. Range of motion is observed and recorded as either full or decreased. Okay? Full range of motion. And then the next one then is MTP abduction and adduction of the great toe. Okay. So again, very similar to when we did the fingers. So we're going to come up here to the MTP, and we're following the proximal phalanx. So we're going to start here, which is at 0, and we're going to abduct. So I'm going to abduct, pull it away, and then I'm going to adduct. So I'm just pushing it to the limit of motion. Okay? Good.
And the third one is still the one you're moving towards or away from?
Just the great toe. We're just doing the great toe.
Oh, so just moving away from its
Right.
neutral position.
Right.
Okay.
So so we're starting at our start position is neutral, and then we're going to abduct it, and then we're going to adduct it. Just this one. And then it says IP flexion and extension of the great toe. I'm going to go back to this metal one. So now IP, just like our thumb, we only have one IP here, the great toe. So I can use this metal goniometer, and I'm going to flex it to the limit of motion. I'm going to come under here. These all make sense, don't they? I feel like we've done these before. We have, haven't we, Jen? Okay, so flexion and extension of the great toe, of the IP of the great toe. And then again it says MTP and IP joint flexion and extension of the lesser four toes. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to isolate the MTP because all I want are the IPs now. Can you flex those? Can you extend them? Okay, and so these little guys are what we're looking at, are out there at the tips, okay, so we don't have to measure them individually. Let's see if she can abduct. Isn't that one of them?
Weird.
No, that was with muscle testing, yeah, with muscle testing, we looked at that. Okay, so that's it for range of motion.